It's been 3 years of getting married, and I can say it has been nothing short of adventures, challenges, moments of laughter, moments of joy, moments of disagreement, yes, moments of misunderstanding. Anyways, guys, so I want you to celebrate with us. Yay! In order to celebrate 3 years wedding anniversary with us, do you know what you can do for me? What you can do for me is tell two people, at least you can tell more. At least help me tell two people about this YouTube channel. Let them know that there is a YouTube channel called The Feel Grace. Let's keep the movement, okay? All right, guys. In today's video, it's 3 years of being married. As you can see in the caption, I want to share my honest and unfiltered advice to singles, intending couples, and married. You know, yes, it's of the truth that to some 3 years may feel like why what is there to learn in 3 years. What I want you to understand is that in that 3 years, I know what I'm saying when I keep emphasizing on in that 3 years, there are lessons to learn, and that could last a lifetime. Lessons enough to last a lifetime. You know, funny thing is, someone that is 3 years in marriage might have experience than someone that is 5 years in marriage. You know, the experience we come to understand is different. Someone that is just married for 1 year might have experienced something that someone that is married for 3 years have not even experienced. So when I'm sitting here to give you advice, please take it because this is an unfiltered advice from a married woman of 3 years. Yes, 3 years, 3 years, 3 years, 3 years of embracing this love, 3 years of saying yes to forever, 3 years of holding hands together to overcome challenges, 3 years of patting each other's shoulder during moments of cry, 3 years of sharing each other's dream, 3 years of pursuing each other's dream together, 3 years of saying yes to some situations, and 3 years of having to hold hands together and lock hands in prayers. Yes, we did all those things. We did most of these things while we were in a relationship. I said it on and on here that we courted for 5 years. We did all those things, but then marriage has given us avenue to do more. Yes, avenue to do more. And also 3 years of beautiful intimacy. You know, as at today is I'm shooting this video, and today is what's today's date? I'm trying to figure out today's date. Apparently today is 29th of August. We celebrated our 2 years wedding anniversary, August 27th. And I remember yesterday telling my husband that, which was yesterday was August 28th. I remember telling my husband that, guy, it's been 3 years with this virgin, this girl. As in, all right, guys. So I'll be sharing my honest truth. If you are new to this channel, welcome to my channel. On this channel, I talk about love, relationship, marriage, and lifestyle. For those that have been coming, we know how we do it. Please do ensure you subscribe if you are yet to. Drop a comment and like this video. You can share to your loved ones. Let them learn too. Send it to singles, send it to intending couples, and also send it to the married. Now, let's move quickly to the advice because I don't want these videos to be long. I don't want them to be long. So the first advice my first channel or the advice would be to the singles. If you see me looking down like this, please just ensure I'm looking into my notes. I love to write, and most of my points when I want to put them out here, I ensure I sit down, study them, and write them down. All right. So to singles, please, the first thing I want you to understand before getting married, you are not yet married, and this marital journey, I tell you, when you get married, you will discover that it's not a journey of one person, it's a journey that's become two persons. If you have just a dream before, you will find yourself having to chase each other's dream. I'm going to be giving you practical scenarios of myself. That's what I'm going to be doing. Like for every point, I will try as much as possible to give practical scenarios of myself. And if I can't give of myself, I will try to give practical scenarios of things I've seen around. So the very first thing is, please, singles, know yourself. Know yourself. Hmm. I'm saying it. The reason why I'm saying know yourself is that know your values, know your standard, know what you really want. Don't just jump into marriage. Hmm. There is a saying. I was counseling a lady about 2 days ago. We're talking, and I made her understand. She was like, "Oh, she's in 200 level, and there is a guy that is disturbing her. She wants to get married early, or this or that." I was like, one thing I made her understand, fine, I'm not saying you should not get married that early. Considering her age, I think she was telling me she was about 19 or 20 years. Considering her age, yes, you can get, I'm not saying it's not bad to get married early. At least there's a lady I've seen on Facebook that got married early and she's doing well and fine, okay? But one thing I want you to understand is, who you choose is much more important than when you choose. Look before you leap. Try as much as possible. Look before you leap. That's why I said you know yourself. When you know yourself, when you know what you want, when you know where you are heading to, where you know the values you are chasing, my dear, I bet it with you, you will not go for nonsense. I bet it with you, you will not settle for less. You will aim higher because you want to get higher, because you will look for someone that is enough to match what you are chasing. As I said, I'll be giving practical example. One thing that has helped me thus far, I knew myself. I knew what I wanted. I knew right from time. I do lots of, for those that know me personally, or for those of you here that are my subscribers that already have my contacts and on my contact list on WhatsApp, would know that I have a lot of businesses I do, I have a lot of things I do. But one thing I bet it with you is that everything I'm doing today, if not all, my husband is aware of most, even before we decide to say, okay, let's say yes to dating. I made him understand. I'm a jack of all trades. I love to do this, do this, do this, do that. And one funny thing is, God has been helping, and I do them excellently well. So I knew this is what I wanted to do, and he was willing to support. So another thing I want you to also build, singles, is your emotional maturity. Build the emotional marriage is not where you will come and you'll be crying every now and then. No. Okay, let me use myself as an example. I didn't build that emotional maturity early. Like, I didn't have the deep understanding of what it means to be emotionally matured. You see, when you get married, there are a lot of things that will tamper with your emotions. But if you are not mature emotionally, you will not be able to handle them. When we say emotional maturity, it looks like a big topic to people. But then it's simpler than what you think. It is just basically you being matured emotionally, knowing how to handle things emotionally. I've had situations where I've had moments where I have to cry. I've had moments where I have to comport myself. Yes. See, don't worry. There are still some stories I would still love to come and share here. But for every stories to be shared, there are times and appropriate time to share them. Work on your emotional maturity. You need it. You need it. Especially when challenges arise, or especially when there are good news. There are times you need to be emotionally matured. Another thing I wrote here is that build your relationship with God. This is not just for singles alone, this is for everyone. But since I'm talking to singles, please build your relationship with God. The word of God says, they that know their God shall be strong and shall do exploits. When you know your God, eh, it would help you to choose accurately. It will help you to know who to choose. It will help you to know when to choose. It will help you to know how to go about choosing. It will help you not to make mistakes, and it will guide you. See, knowing your God is very, very, very important. If you know your God, you will be strong and you will do exploit. One thing that has helped my husband and I thus far is because each of us, we personally know God. When you personally know God, there are times you will need to stand in gap. Let's not even take it to marriage now. Singles, there are times you will need to stand in gap for that person you are in a relationship with. There are times you will need to pray and spend your, see, relationship is about giving your time. Your time is not about you going out alone. Your time is not about you giving your money alone. Your time comes also in place of prayer. How well can you enter into the room of prayer and say, God, Father, on this person I'm dating, let your will be done? How many times can you enter into the room of prayer and say, God, this is the person you have laid down for me. This person is facing these challenges. Help them to overcome it. Because one thing I want you to understand is when it seems like one of you is feeling weak to pray, it is the other person that knows his or her God that would be able to stand in gap for prayer. So please, singles, I'm begging you, know your God. Know your God. Take the place of your relationship with God very, very important. Then the last one I'll be telling singles is marriage is about finding someone you are willing to grow with. um if you are about to venture into any relationship and you feel like this person, I'm not willing to grow with them, or they are not willing to grow with me, please, I'm begging you, leave. Because when your growth are beginning to contradict, it will cause problem. I bet it with you. When it's beginning to contradict, it will cause problem. When you are willing to grow and the other person is not willing to grow, it's problem. Now to the intending couples. I know you guys are in love already. I know you love each other. I know you're already planning the future together. I know probably your marriage is soon or later, and you're already in a serious relationship. These advices I'm about to lay down is for you. Yes, I've tasted pure love. I've tasted unconditional love. I've tasted true love. I've tasted a lot of types of love. But I would recommend for you love with understanding. You see, when you say you love, hmm, and you don't understand, you don't learn to understand, there will be problem. So I'm begging you, one thing that would help you is understanding. As you are in a relationship now, you are intending couples and you will probably be planning to get married soon. Understanding will help even in your wedding preparation. Oh. I'm very, very serious. Understanding will help when you just get married. No matter the number of years you've dated, when you get married, there are things you will discover about each other. And one thing I want you to understand is when you discover these things, they can either bring misunderstanding or they can wow you like, oh, so you do this, oh, interesting. At the same time, they can be like, so you really do this, like what? That's misunderstanding. Now, the place of understanding, you've been able to calm down, talk things out, and say this, and this are the way things are. So, one thing I want you to understand is love with understanding is much more important. Another thing is I will be talking about to intending couples is that discuss real issues before marriage, please. Yoruba will say má fi kan pe kan, or how do I put it? Don't try to hide anything. Don't even try to hide anything about real issues. Talk about your exes, talk about your past relationship, talk about conflict management, talk about how to handle your family, talk about how to make money, talk about how to spend money, talk about finances, talk about intimacy, talk about doing the do. Yes, talk it out. Talk it out. There is no way a guy will know himself. I will not know that if the body is able to do or not. He will know. He wakes up early in the morning, is that not it? So talk about intimacy. Ladies, if there's anything in your body, discuss it. I'm not saying you should allow in check, but please, I'm begging you, discuss anything that needs to be discussed. Discuss anything that need to be discussed. Discuss money, discuss faith, your belief, the church you want to attend. Do you want to attend the female church, the church the female partner is attending, or you want to attend the church the male partner is attending? Discuss it very well so that when you get married, it's not like the female wants to continue going to her church or the male also wants to continue going to that, and causes conflicts, please. Then another thing is involve God. I said this to the singles, and I'm also directing it to the intended couples. Involve God. Involve God. You see the way I'm screaming it? Involve God. When you both know your God, you see that 10,000 that the word of God say you will chase, it will be easy. It will be easy. It is easier said than done. But when God is involved, you are not chasing it alone. You are chasing it with backing, confirm backing, genuine backing. So please involve God in every of your plans, in every of your steps, even to when you plan to get married. Okay, let's say you plan to get married in August, you plan to get married in September, involve God. let God be involved. He knows the right timing. He knows when things would happen and it would benefit you. I promise you. Then, number three, to my fellow married people, hey, how is marriage? Is marriage sweet? I have a sister that I happen to know that got married recently. And when I first saw her, the first thing I was prompted to ask was, is marriage sweet? Like, is it sweet? How is marriage? Yes, I was smiling like this because marriage is sweet. I promise you. Marriage is sweet. It's a beautiful union when you do it right. Marriage is sweet. It is a beautiful union when you do it right. So please, that's the singles. I just drop a bombshell for singles and intended couples when you do it right. All right, so my fellow married people, one thing I want you to understand is one thing I've learned in my 3 years of marriage and has helped my husband and I thus far is that marriage is not competition, it's partnership. It is you coming together and holding hands together and running things together. Marriage is not competition. It is not about who is doing better. It is not about if you are doing better than your husband. You are not, like, I don't mean you any money better than your husband. Okay, if you are any money better than your husband, you should know how to come together and balance things up. You understand what I mean? I'm not referring to that. What I mean is, if you are doing better than your husband and you are not using it to do shakara for your husband, you are a failure. You are a failure. Now, I'm not saying you should not do better than your husband because some people, I'm emphasizing this because some people will misunderstand me. I'm saying that if you have pride to you doing better than your husband, you are a failure. But then, as a man also, if you are doing better than your woman and you think you can use that to rubbish her, you are a total failure. Because you winning together, when we are talking about marriage is winning together. It's not about one person winning and the other person feeling less. Okay, that's why I say marriage is about partnership and not competition. You running the race together, trying to carry your partner along. When we're talking about partnership, if you did business study in your secondary school, when we're talking about partnership is, yeah, I'm talking about active partner. We have different types of partnership. We have limited partner, we have liability liable partner. I can't remember. But then I'm talking about active partnership. When you both run the race together and no one is left behind. Mm? And no one is allowed to feel intimidated. Fine. Sometimes we can find the lady growing better than the man. And sometimes we can find the man growing far, far better than the lady. That one happens in most scenarios and most cases. But one thing I tell you that helps marriage is when you see it as more of partnership than you competing with your partner. Another thing I'll be adding for my fellow married people is that please, understanding is very important and learn to forgive. Yes, when there are minor issues and you learn to forgive. When other issues occur, it will be easy for you to forgive. But if you can't forgive the little things, when it comes to bigger things, you may not be able to forgive. So please, I'm begging you, choose love and choose to forgive when there is misunderstanding. Sit down to talk misunderstanding through. Because when you keep building misunderstandings and you are neglecting them, I'm not saying when there is misunderstanding, you should sit down and you should just sit down and just let it flow away like that as if nothing ever happened. Please don't let misunderstanding flow away as if nothing ever happened. Oh, marry people, discuss that misunderstanding and try to understand each other, because that misunderstanding you neglect, you will still come back to misunderstand it. That misunderstanding that you neglect, you will still come back to misunderstand it. So it's better you discuss that misunderstanding and understand each other. Okay, this is the point she's driving at. Okay, this is the point he's driving at, and you guys talk things through, and that is it. Okay. Then another thing is for my fellow married people is that support each other's dream. Support each other's dream. About, I think that was still yesterday, I wrote a post on WhatsApp and I said, fine, my husband is the busy type. At the same time, my husband is not a social media person. For anybody that watch our videos, you will notice that he's not the outspoken type like I am. But one thing I can bet it with you is that my husband has been very, very supportive. For every video you see me drop here, he's aware okay, for example, this current video I'm writing, discussing with you guys, I woke up this morning and I was like, oh, I needed to talk about this. Something was laid in my heart. I need to talk it out here. And I began asking him. Yes, he dissected them into three places before going to work. Currently, he's not at home as I'm shooting this video. He has gone to work. So it's telling you that sometimes you don't have to have the same dream, but you can support each other's dream. You can support each other's dream. Other things my husband does that I don't even do. My husband is a big lover of music, like a very, very big lover of music. And when it comes to me, I can't even say the do re mi fa sol la ti do. Oh my god, I just tried it. Like I can't sing properly. You understand? Like I don't have a sonorous voice. I'm not a choir. I'm not a chorister. I'm not whatever you can call it. But one thing I want you to understand is I support him. There is no ministration my husband would go for, and I will not make what I do. Ways I support him is number one, I make videos of him. I'm very good when it comes to making videos and editing them. So I try as much as possible to it. It's a way of supporting his dream. Even if I can't sing, he has people that sings as backup for him. If I should tell my husband now that, babe, let me sing for you, like let me be your backup, he will look at me twice like, madam, he will bring that one because he would know I'm obviously joking. Yes, I'm trying in that aspect to learn. My husband too, when we first met, he's not a social media person, he's not a spoken person, but now I can say to an extent, he does better than before. And for me also, in music, I do better than before. And that is as a result of supporting each other's dream. We didn't just wash it away that, okay, this is your dream, since I can't do it, I wash it away. Or this is your dream, since he can't support my dream, then he doesn't love me. Please, supporting each other's dream is very, very important and help each other to grow. Then the last thing I will be adding for my married couple is that your difference should become your strength. For me and my husband, for my husband and I, we have different personality, and one thing we have ensured is that we've allowed our personal differences, our difference in personality, our difference in traits, we've allowed it to be our strength and not our weakness. Okay, now it's related to what I just discussed about supporting each other's dream. One personality trait I'm still going to repeat is me being outspoken. It's For us, it has become a strength for us because anytime we go out there and we need to speak, I do the speaking. And yes, he does speaking too. He does speaking too. But when it comes to being more energetic when it comes to speaking, I do that. And we've channeled it to being our strength. It didn't allow it to become weakness. Me putting videos out here, it didn't allow it to be okay. You are doing videos, no, I don't want it, this and that. We didn't allow it to become issues between us. Rather, we embrace each other's differences, we got to understand them, and it has helped us. So guys, this is my unfiltered advice to singles, intended couples, and the married, and I hope you've learned one or two. Yes, 3 years of marriage. God has been faithful. I wanted to say this at the end. God has been faithful to us. God has been sweet to us. It has not been easy. It hasn't been roller coaster. It hasn't been, there are moments we've cried. Hmm. There are moments I have cried. There are moments my husband has been down. And another thing is, there are moments we've laughed and laughed and laughed out so hard. There are moments we'll be like, oh God, you did this. There are moments we'll be like, Jesus, we just look up to you to settle this aspect. You understand? So one thing I wanted to tell you is that God, I'm being confused with my words. One thing I want to tell you is that marriage is a beautiful thing when you do it right. When you do it right, whether you are single, do it right. Work towards doing it right. Intended couple, you still have opportunity to work towards doing it right. Married couple is never bad. You can change the status quo. All right, guys. See you guys in my next video. Once again, I'm Grace of the Free Grace, and on this channel, I talk about love, relationship, marriage, and lifestyle. See you guys in my next video. Love you guys. Bye.